NJSA 1046. Amendment 2006, the Asbury Park Board of Education has provided adequate notice of this meeting by sending a notice of the time, date, location, and to the extent known, the agenda of this meeting to the Asbury Park Press and the new poster on January 8, 2004 via email. Copies of this notice have also been placed at the Administration Building Bulletin Board, District Schools, Asbury Park Municipal Building, Asbury Park Police Department, and filed with the City Clerk on January 8, 2024. The Asbury Park School District will provide all students with a comprehensive and progressive education where everyone possesses the skills and character to succeed in a diverse, evolving global society. So today we will have two newly elected officials and one coming back. So if we can have whoever's inducting the Briggs first.
Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Jesse, please repeat after me. I, Jesse Briggs. I, Jesse Briggs. Do solemnly swear or affirm. Do solemnly affirm. That I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of New Jersey. And that I will bear true faith. And that I will bear true faith. And allegiance to the same. And allegiance to the same. And to the government established. To the government established. In the United States and this state. In the United States and this state. Under the authority of the people. Under the authority of the people. So help me God. So help me God. I, Jesse Briggs. I, Jesse Briggs. Do solemnly swear. Do solemnly affirm that I possess the qualifications prescribed. That I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of the Board of Education. By law for the office of the Board of Education. And that I am not qualified. And that I am not qualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1. All of that. Or disqualified, do not disqualified. With the conviction of a crime, or offense, listed in NJS, 18A, colon, 12-1. And that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office, according to the best of my ability, so help me God. Congratulations. state your name.
I, Stephanie Asbury,
Do solemnly swear.
solemnly swear
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
The Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
That I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same.
and allegiance to the same,
The government established
to the government
in the
established
United States.
in the United
And
States
in this state.
and in this state
Under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I state your name.
I, Stephanie Asbury,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
That I possess the qualifications
that I possess the qualifications
prescribed by law
prescribed by law
for the office of member of the Board of Education.
the office of member of the Board of Education,
And that I am not disqualified as a voter
and that I am not disqualified as a voter
pursuant to New Jersey state law.
pursuant to New Jersey state law,
Or disqualified due to a conviction,
or disqualified due to a conviction
crime,
of a crime
or offense
or offense
listed
listed
in New Jersey state law.
in New Jersey state law,
And that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of that office according
of that office according
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Ms. Alana Russell.
So before we begin, I was asked permission to make a short statement. I served with you years ago, and you are a man of integrity, and I am honored and delighted to be able to swear you in as the next leader. So please repeat after me. I, Dominic Lavaranda, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people. So help me God. I, Dominic Lavaranda, do solemnly swear or affirm that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of Board of Education, and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to New Jersey state law, nor disqualified due to a conviction of a crime or offense listed in New Jersey state law, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations. Now, when he comes back, join, come over to the table. Let's give him some love, right? All right.
call now, Ms. Ackerman?
Excuse me, Mr. President. Statement of election results. I don't think you need to go through
The elected three-year full term?
that. Statement of the results of the elected, for the terms.
Okay, Stephanie Ackerman received 2402, Dr. Nagar Rocco 2237, Ms. Jessie Ricks 2307. Do you want me to say that when the term expires?
Just part of the record, the results of the election. That's all.
Then, Mr. President, with regard to term expires, just a clarification, because I know there was discussion at the last meeting. Is this Clark 2026 or 2025?
Thank you. I'll take roll call now. Ms. Ackerman? Here. Ms. Clark? Here. Ms. Rose? Here. Mr. LaRocca? Ms. Lozinski? Dr. Penna? Here. Ms. Ricks? Here. Mr. Rogers? Here. Right now, we will entertain the nominations for president of the board. Do we have another?
I'd like to nominate Tracy Rogers.
I have a motion for Barbara Lindsay to be nominated for president. I get a second. Is that good? Oh. Okay, I got a question. Ms. Ackerman? Yeah. Ms. Clark? No. Ms. Watson? No. Mr. Rose?
No.
Mr. LaRocca? No. Ms. Lozinski? Dr. Penn? Ms. Ricks? Yes. Mr. Rogers?
No.
A motion for Tracy Rogers for president. Second. Ms. Ackerman? No. Ms. Clark? Yes. Ms. Watson? Yes. Mr. Burlow?
Yes.
Mr. LaRocca? Ms. Lozinski? Dr. Penna? Ms. Ricks?
No.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
We have Mr. Rogers as president.
I'd like to take nominations for vice president.
I nominate Barbara Lindsay. I'd like to nominate Wendy Glassman.
Any other nominations? Okay, we can close it. Please take roll call for the sequence in which each person is nominated for vice president. The first vote is for Barbara Liz as vice president.
Ms. Ackerman? Yes. Ms. Clark? Ms. Glassman? Mr. Grillo?
No.
Mr. LaRocca? Mr. Teskey? Dr. Penny? Ms. Ricks?
Yes.
Mr. Rogers?
No. The next nomination for Wendy Glassman, Vice President. Can I get that nomination? Roll call.
Ms. Ackerman? No. Ms. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Glassman? Yes. Mr. Grillo?
Yes.
Mr. LaRocca? Mr. Teskey? Dr. Penny? Ms. Ricks?
No.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Wendy Glassman, Vice President.
Next, we're moving on to public participation. In accordance with the board's policy 0167, Asbury Park Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment, educational issues, and other matters of importance, provide members of the public an opportunity to express themselves on school matters, community interests. The public comment portion of this meeting is not a question and answer session, and all comments should be directed to the board president or presiding officer of the meeting. Members of the public who wish to make public comments must be recognized by the presiding officer who provide his or her municipality of residence and group affiliation, if applicable. All public comments shall be directed to the presiding officer and are limited to 3 minutes in duration. Members of the public who do not follow the foregoing rules and or interfere with the orderly operation of the board meeting may be removed from the meeting. Would anybody like to speak?
Happy 2025, everybody. Sheila Brazil, 12 Jefferson Street, Asbury Park, New Jersey. Congratulations to your assembly new board. Congratulations to Wanda, President, / Vice President. I hope as this board, everybody can get along and work together so y'all can be, this district become functional again instead of dysfunction. All that is in the past. This 2025, 2024 is going. Let's move forward. And there's no power higher than God's, but this is the same life who's happening. If you see this board is going down the wrong square, please, and James Brown is there, write it back, and you told whatever, if it's not the right thing, it's not the thing,
Anyone else would like to speak?
Felicia Simmons, School Avenue, Asbury Park, New Jersey, President of the International Athletic Network.
watching this new board. Hoping that y'all have some camaraderie, right? Y'all stick to policy, the job in which you are elected to do, and I know you will. This is important for the children of Asbury Park and for the future. Y'all sit in a very public time. So everything that you do will be scrutinized and watched over and done on purpose, right? Because you have children and the community watching. And we need to know that we can trust you with our children, because we'll be watching. We will be vocal, right? And we will push as hard as possible for everybody sitting there and sitting here. And that's from the state monitor on. And that's everyone here. That will be held accountable to the children and the people of this district. So thank you for your time and your service. Know that you will be watched. Your behavior will be scrutinized. And it is important for you to conduct yourself in an honorable manner. Thank you.
Amen. Hi, Phyllis.
Good evening. My name is Mrs. Phyllis Denise Lee Kelly.
Hello.
Come on now, Ms. Kelly.
I have been a resident of Asbury Park for several years. We married, I moved to Longbury. I am standing up here for my daughter, Lisa Ward, who's now in high school. She has 3 children who are my grandchildren, who are in this school district. I pray that this board will keep cohesive, that you will do what is in the best interest of our children. And trust me, I don't have a problem coming here calling you out, going to the paper, calling you out, because it's not about you. Make it about our children. Because these salaries, everybody's getting paid. And then when you say kids are not doing this, grades are low, I'm happy y'all do that monthly thing, okay. But I need to know that my grandchildren are learning. We have qualified teachers, we have qualified staff. I don't need one teacher who's supposed to be specifying in math, trying to do math and history and this, that, and the other. And if you're a teacher and you're not in the classroom and you're doing other things and getting paid, y'all need to check that out. Because I'm going to check it out. It was called. God bless you.
Also,
Come on,
good evening. My name is David Phillips, and I don't have an address in my home. Now, I would say congratulations, but what am I congratulating? I hope that the new board members have morals, have ethics. I hope that the current board members aren't being investigated by the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office for trying to buy a boat and want the school district to pay for it.
Obviously, to the extent you're saying stuff that are not accurate, not true.
The man said
I just want to question where you're going. I'm not
I
people
told
all the
the
time.
prosecutor myself, he's been investigated.
It's
Am I lying?
they don't have
Am
to
I
have the
lying?
school.
Am I lying? Are you not being investigated, Mark Garbino? Yes,
He's not
sir.
getting
That's
to
what
you,
you tell
and
me.
he also people are saying to you what you're saying is not true. That's all.
So why is it
I'm
in the
saying.
paper? Why is it in the paper? I share it every other day. It's in the paper. Mark Garbino is being investigated by the Monmouth County Prosecutor, Mark Finn. Correct me if I'm wrong. I talked to the man myself. Every other month there's a different lawyer. Why was the last lawyer? He didn't have common sense enough to tell Mark Garbino that what he was doing was illegal and morally wrong. I have the right to say what I want. You was not my attorney. You worked for the board of the Asbury Party, not me, sweetheart. Let's start there. Y'all are embarrassed. The third marshal don't even want to work. They quit and left and right. The state of New Jersey refused to give y'all money. Y'all currently being sued by the president. Let's talk about it. And y'all got your audacity to sit here. And you're just so useless. I'm because I didn't know what your job description is. I was here at the last meeting, and when y'all left that doors right there, everybody came out here with food. Everybody. The unprofessionalism is off the roof. It's through the chain. If y'all want to eat, y'all should eat before y'all come to the meeting. Y'all don't go talking Friday and then pull out a box of pizza. Y'all can't pack basic skills. All the kids go to charter, and I don't even know. I don't even know why I'm here. I don't even think my dog's went away from school. That's me. Well, that's me. They know what you
Come out.
Is the
When
motion
you come
explained?
to Asbury with the bid, I expect them to, we don't want to over here.
Why would I send my child to school who can't pass basic skills?
Okay.
Them two is all that.
We can pass basic skills though.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't see you.
Oh, okay. The graduation rate is higher than Asbury. Okay. How many people graduate? 10? Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Thank you very much. So I congratulate, some of the elections. I hope that everybody works together this year and we're doing funding and things forward. So that's the best education.
The next agenda item, I'm turning over, you, we did disclose, but we,
Y'all,
yeah,
yes, what,
Who's already standing up before y'all said?
come on.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes, I think that work. They don't wanna hear what you're saying.
I can speak louder, I'm used to it now. Exactly, that's what I said, I'm used to it now. I want to say congratulations to the board members that we just elected, and I had a chance to sit down and have a meeting with you guys before the election, and I'm very excited about the work that wants to be done by the board. Being a member of the community, I got to be front row seat to the smear campaign that was happening throughout this entire election, and it was really nasty. However, the campaign is over, all right? And I hope that as board members, everyone can get to work and focus on what's really important here, and that's the students of Asbury Park. Getting the students to come back to the district as all of them are leaving. We currently have, what, 3 or 4 schools now? No, 3 schools that are operating, and they're still not. 4 schools that's operating, and they're still not at capacity. We're losing teachers left and right, and it's our children that are suffering at this point. So I'm hoping that all of the ugliness that happened throughout the campaign is over, it's done with, and we can focus on what's important here, and that's the students, not the teachers. The teachers have a job to do. I want you guys to be able to separate the teachers union and the board. They're 2 completely separate entities. You're not spokesman for the teachers union, the teachers union is not a spokesman for the board. They each have their same agenda, and I hope that as the board, you guys can focus on what's most important, and that's the students here at Asbury Park.
Does anyone else want to speak? Okay, we're going to close the public portion. Thank you. The next item, we're going to turn over to the attorney, who's still with us.
This is just a review of the code of ethics. What I generally do is have each board member read one of the paragraphs, starting with the board member first to the left. Just read the paragraph, and that's something that board member.
Resolved for the school board member code of ethics shall be considered the official code of ethics of the Asbury Park Board of Education. School board members shall abide by the following code of ethics of school board members. A, will uphold and enforce the laws, rules, and regulations of the state board of education and court orders pertaining to schools. Desired changes shall be brought about according to the legal and ethical procedures.
B, I will make decisions in terms of the educational welfare of children and will seek to develop and maintain public schools that meet the individual needs of all children regardless of their ability, race, creed, sex, or social standing.
I will confine my board action policy making, planning, and appraisal, and I will help to frame policies and plans only after the board has consulted those who will be affected by them.
I will carry out my responsibility not to administer the schools, but together with my fellow board members to see that they are well run.
I will recognize that authority rests with the Board of Education and will make no personal promises nor take any private action that may compromise the board.
I will refuse to surrender my independent judgment to special interests or partisan political groups or to use the schools for personal gain or for the gain of friends.
I will hold confidential all matters pertaining to the schools which, if disclosed, would needlessly injure individuals or the schools. In all other matters, I will provide accurate information and in concert with my fellow board members, interpret to the staff the aspirations of the community for its school.
I will vote to appoint the best qualified personnel available after consideration of the recommendation of the Chief Administrative Officer.
I will support that school personnel and proper performance of their duties. I will prefer all complaints to the Chief Administrative Officer and act on the complaints at the public meetings only after failure of the administrative solutions. Can I have a motion to approve the code of ethics?
Move it.
Ms. Ackerman? Yes. Ms. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Buckman?
Yes.
Mr. Willow?
Yes.
Mr. Larrock? Ms. Lozinski? Dr. Penna? Yes. Ms. Ricks?
Yes.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. President, may I suggest a consent agenda for all of these, for the report, balance with the meetings?
We're just making that decision. Yes, yeah. 14 to 19. Yes, can I get a consent agenda for items 14 to 19?
Second.
Ms. Ackerman?
Mr. President, I have a couple of motions on 2 items. Does that mean I voted no on the consent agenda? You can direct, yes, vote no on specific items that you have objections to. On presented motions. You're permitting motions to change them? You already called for the consent. Yeah, you already called for the full agenda.
I think what he's saying is to bring Robert's rules, we have a motion on the table and a vote, and if he wants to bring up a motion, that would be after the vote.
We will.
I'm sorry, you're going to bring up the motion to amend something, is that what you're saying?
Right.
Okay, so maybe, it was moved, there was a second, there was discussion, not a motion to amend. Make that motion. You guys second, you guys second.
Do the motion? Yeah. Make a motion to amend.
With regard to 14, make a motion that the board conduct a full board meeting prior to January 23 for the sole purpose of addressing the budget deficit.
We will call special if we need to set another meeting. So we'll do that in the January session, have a discussion, right? And I will discuss with both the other board members who we're looking
There's a motion on the table, President, we can call for a second and vote.
for. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
correct me if I'm wrong, but the motion is to have a special meeting at some point before January 23rd. Is that the motion?
Right, that's the original motion.
Said the motion is to open-ended, and what date in January are you talking about?
One mutually agreeable by the board.
But that's what, I mean, you're making it so open-ended, that's why we asked that we talked about this at the next meeting, to go into figuring out the additional meetings we want to have about it. But you're making the motion, so we have to actually vote on whether we're going to keep your motion or not. So I'm going to say that.
Underlying assumption from my motion is time is of the essence. So I'm making the motion again.
So, actually, put on the motion that this meeting at some point in January, if it passes, we'll worry about when the meeting's going to be. If it fails, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, may I just straighten something out here? We have a motion for that.
Call roll call.
Can I just finish?
Yeah.
Okay, if the first vote done, Mr. Lamar could bring up this other motion, have a discussion about holding a special meeting. And usually special meetings are, people call around to see what the best date is. So that's not normally, a special meeting is not usually passed in a meeting, it's done during and on time period between meetings. So it's not unusual not to know the time and date, but if there's an agreement and he brings it up, then we have a special meeting. But get through the agenda first, that we started with the motion and second, and then go back to Mr. Lamar's motion to consider a special meeting in between.
Call roll call.
This motion is for consent agenda 83 to 816.
This is through, Mr. Rocker's motion.
For a special board meeting.
Yes, to entertain a special board meeting.
No, this is.
Entertain.
It's a consent agenda.
It's a consent agenda, then we go to Mr. Lamar's request. Let's get through the initial motion.
The consent agenda, the roll call for the consent agenda.
Ms. Ackman.
I'm sorry, I just need to clarify. The vote you're calling now is for me to say that I agree or disagree with 14 through 19
Yes.
in law.
Yes.
I'm going to abstain as to 19. And I will vote yay as to 14. No, sorry. I'm going to vote no. Yes, as to 14 with the caveat of a special meeting to discuss the deficit. I will vote 15 yes, understood. 16 yes. 17 yes. 18 yes. 19 abstain.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Webster?
Yes.
Mr. Grillo?
Yes.
Mr. LaRocca?
I would vote yes on 14 with the motion for extra meeting in January on the budget. Yes on 15, 16, 17, 18. With regard to 19, I would vote no and move to have the 24-25 $60,000 maximum travel amount frozen at this point at $8,353. Ask that it be.
John, it's either a yes or no vote to that. I mean, right now, so the vote that's on the candidates, as part of this or not.
So now,
Be correct, it's got to be yes or no. It sounds like it's a no based on what
sounds
you're
like
saying. All right.
Why are we attorney debating with the board?
He's not debating,
I'm not debating.
he's just calling out what the actual, call was on the item. And we've gone back and forth, yes, we've gone back and forth. Yes, we've gone back and forth, and he's the legal entity that is protecting us. But he's just clarifying to Mr. LaRocca what that vote was.
He wasn't protecting y'all when we were
Okay,
reading the
let's see.
vote. Where was he at when,
Yeah, so I'm gonna vote yes on all.
Ms. Ricks?
I'm abstaining on 14, I'm also abstaining on 19, and yes to everything else.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes, Mayor. That's a vote.
Yeah, I have a motion to go special board meeting before the January 23rd board meeting. I mean,
I'll second it. So we have discussion.
Any discussion?
I don't think Mr. LaRocca has a bad idea that we should start talking about the budget for next year and fiscal constraints and what we can do to help, help the district move forward. I think especially as a good idea because it's something that's going to be cumbersome and a lot of information. And I know there's been a lot of public discussion on social media and at meetings about our deficit tax situation, property tax situation, and all the other things that go into financing the school district. So if it started earlier than later is a good idea. I'm sure we're going to have members of the public that want to have some input into what they feel should be done or can be done, and maybe give us some information about how they feel about the whole situation. So we have kind of a collaboration between the community and the board because it is getting a lot of social media input out there.
Well, let me state that there are procedures that go into preparing this budget. And one of them is a major factor is going to be the governor's budget speech. Most of these anecdotal discussions that we're going to have are really going to be somewhat ineffective until we actually get that conversation as to what our budget numbers are. Right now, we have a finance committee. We have not assigned as to what the positions each of the committees will be. So the next move is to, one, start gathering information and to have an anecdotal meeting. I understand transparency, but transparency without information basically comes into the same thing that we've been having, is chaos. So right now, as I've said, most of these conversations are going to be anecdotal until we get a lot of this information, and we will be transparent to this board as up to date as possible as what information is coming out to when we meet. I believe we will need a couple extra meetings, and I think we're going to look forward to getting those done. So right now, let's not rush to judgment on anything before we have the facts. And any suggestions that could be made should be made, and I'll pass it on to the finance committee, and we'll go from there.
And just so you know, the governor's budget address is going to be after the budget numbers have to be in. That's what this happens. And they have, what is it, March? I'm sure they stated deficit in March to the state. So that's in 2 months, 3 months at the most. To have more meetings initially, I mean, the budget's already being started, we should already, be on our way. It's,
Yeah.
You're not gonna find out about your numbers till after, and we never know. He's not giving us $10 million. So,
Right now, like I said, well, the budget, and maybe I'll turn it over to Mrs. Chapman. We do have a state budget monitor And he's already making suggestions and looking at information to see what's going on. But like I said, most of the facts, we don't know what will be happening. There is also talk of legislation that may alter our numbers, and that's some stuff that we're talking with the legislature about. Because as to the so tragic, we have to understand where the direction this budget is going to go.
So it's and then you guys can all vote them, that's all. No problem.
I would like to clarify one point, sorry, that it relates directly to the motion that Mr. Ladroff made. During last month's board meeting, the state monitor reported very directly, in fact, that there is, as now, a $12 to $13 million deficit. And we were very politely told, the new board members that this is what we have to look forward to. And so what Mr. Ladroff is recommending, I don't want to speak for him, but I would agree with it, that the sooner we are all able to see exactly what those numbers are, especially the new board members who have no insight into where the budget has come from and how it's been put together, where the shortfalls are, and what the discussions are around how to resolve them. I think that is of absolute import at this point. And so having a meeting where we are all able to be on the same page and have the same information in front of us in order to make those very important decisions needs to be done as soon as humanly possible. So I understand there's a lot of work to be done, but I think if we can all be at the same point that clearly the state monitor is at as of last month, that's a good starting point. And I don't think we should wait until we have a full meeting. Let's have a special budget meeting to get there, to get us all on the same page, because that's how we're going to move forward.
We can continue to go back and forth with it. Like I said, we're actually talking on certain aspects of the legislation. This list is called.
I would just want to suggest, why don't we have a meeting when we have the meeting on the 23rd? We just have a longer meeting that talks, that has an agenda points about the actual budget. I mean, we may be, but this, we're talking about a lot of money, so why don't we just do it at the regular simple meeting instead of
Our regular
arbitrary, just throwing something out there.
Our regular meetings are 10:30, I mean, that's even executive.
They could be a lot. So instead of worrying about what seven goals where, we can take that time and talk actually about the budget. It's not an insult. I'm saying that we can use that money or that time to talk about the shortfall. So why don't we just have it as an agenda item?
Just take a look.
This is called for the roll call.
Is that good? I vote in favor of special meeting, so, yes. Ms. Clark? Your vote is still no? Ms. Lester? Mr. Brill? Mr. Lara? Ms. Lisinski? Dr. Bennett? Ms. Riggs?
Yes.
Ms. Ross?
No. Let me say again, we will be updating this board on steps that are being put together. This will be an exhaustive process to have arbitrarily anecdotal meetings early when we're not ready. It doesn't seem appropriate, but we will keep information up, and I hope everyone realizes that they can talk to committee chairs, especially finance, to continue the discussion on ideas or solutions for information.
I'm assuming that we are going to have at some point special meetings on a fairly regular basis, right?
Yeah, we're gonna discuss it with the board. I wanna have not only, budget meetings for us, but maybe the possible town hall meeting that everyone will be explained to us what we're doing. But I will leave that up to the finance committee to orchestrate, put together the process, we can understand what we have, what needs to go into this budget, and where we're at.
So I know we're not fully in discussion point at this moment, but I would like clarification. So do we or do we not know that there's a $12 to $13 million deficit?
Right now, until the numbers come out for the governor, we don't know where we're at. Because right now,
Mr. President, if I may comment. We do in fact know there will be a $12 to $13 million deficit. If state aid is frozen, the revenues will be short $10.6 million. And then we also need to add costs for salary increases, costs for health insurance increases, transportation increases, health insurance increases, those things, utility increases, those things will definitely be increased. As far as going in line on capital expenditures, supplies, contracted services, that's a possibility. At the next meeting, we're going to be discussing ways to save money in buildings and grounds. That's going to come up at the next meeting. At least I'm going to bring it up. And there's definitely going to be some issues. And I'm going to this week do this report. I'll print out my statements and I'll send it out to all board members. The statements I made at the last meeting. And it's going to be a very, very tough year. The Department of Education has directed school districts to plan for no increase in state aid. And they're planning for a 75% reduction in federal aids. Now that may change with legislation, but for right now, that's what we plan for. In the current budget, the last minute, the state increased the state aid for this district $1.8 million. And that was rushed into the budget in the month of June. They may or may not do that again in the month of June. If they do it, it's not going to be till very, very late. And we've also been told that we should plan for a budget with reductions in state aid. That's going to be extremely tough if that's what we really want the district to do.
Don't tax the homeowner. Return the vote in the Gulf and
Don't waste our time.
I appreciate it.
Please, we cannot have call out for the we have a public open comment. Please do not call out when we have a discussion, please.
Mr. President, may I make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Close the meeting.
And then we'll second.
Second.
All in favor?
The city, these people come in here and discuss it. You Wow.